What song is this?
This is Elon Musk. Welcome to another installment of Human Zoo Production Deconstruction.
Oh,
okay,
production deconstruction.
Rhymes on the fly.
We might have just gotten a name for this project.
I stole that from Eric Valentine.
Peace. What song is this?
This is Elon Musk.
Nice.
Elon
Who
Musk.
played on this? Us?
Me.
You?
You.
Me? Zach?
You.
Yeah.
Jim Lashway?
Jim Lashway played bass on this.
Somebody did a lead.
Mike Batiglieri
Batiglieri.
played some guitar on this as well. And I think that's it for the features.
No Carter. What
No.
happens in?
No.
Yo, Jess
theremin
played
section?
on this.
Huh?
Jess played
Oh
on this.
my God.
Sorry about it.
Wow.
Yeah, she did.
True. My ex-girlfriend, Jess, who was
We
staying...
only mention ex-girlfriends on Patreon content.
Yeah. She was staying with me at the time, and we needed another drummer. We'll get to that section in the song. It's a pretty cool part. We needed a lot of drums to happen, and she was rhythmically inclined just enough to make it all happen. She was pretty good.
Yeah, we'll show you the big booms we're talking about isolated in a moment here.
So I'll play a little bit of the song going in from the second verse into the big section, so we hear kind of a bit of the verse and then into that grand section we were just referring to. Here we go.
I've got my doubts, but Elon Musk, I hope you save the world.
Okay, so pretty big arrangement. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of layers here.
We agonized over this for a long time. At least just the last layer, I remember. Like, there was, like, many different renditions of what, like, the high end of this section should be. Like, before we got Zach to do the cool string shit.
Right.
I remember I tried, like, several leads at different registers with different effects, and it was like,
I wonder if those
none
are
of this
still in
is working. It's such a long section, so we had to like keep figuring out ways to like add a little bit of a layer of interest.
Oh, that's muted.
As
Oh,
it
we'll come back
developed.
to that. Yeah, I remember the first chunk of the song over here being easier, and then once we got to this.
Yeah.
This became a little bit more difficult. I specifically remember wrestling with the drums a lot.
Oh yeah.
This was another one too where the drums were retracked, the ending drums. So everything in yellow here, there's a bunch of drums here that are happening, but a lot of these are like either samples or things we like played in the room as like a group.
For sure.
And then later on an actual kit shows up. But this took a while. This took a while to really get like an insanely like massive sounding, like almost like if you were listening to an orchestra play it, you know? That's what we wanted this to be. Huge. And it was difficult to get there. There was a lot of layers that happened. So we'll start at the beginning. And this started pretty simple, just acoustic guitar and vocal. Spence, do you remember writing what you wrote first in this whole song? Did you write the first verse first?
Oh man, the way this came together was also really weird. Zach like played a piano bit that was
Yeah.
like the chords to this.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 2 practices just randomly, and then like a while after that, I was like, "Yo, I got lyrics to that thing you were playing like a long time
Yeah.
ago."
I remember going back between like the A major and E minor. It kind of gives you like this spacey feel, like you're floating through space.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if that just the way that's-
Subliminally made its way in.
And I remember I was like, "Yo, vamp these chords.
Yeah.
I have a song." And like I remember just singing that verse, and you guys are like, "All right." And then I first got to the Elon Musk, "I hope you save the world" thing, and you guys all like stopped and started like laughing at me. Not in a bad way. You're just like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Like
So
I remember live pitching that song to you guys, which never happens. There's usually like a demo, and I'm like, "All right, here we go."
I
This is like the most collaborative song we've had in a lot of ways. Like,
yeah.
you know,
I think I definitely remember. I remember there being a B section to this that was
had
thank
nothing to do with this.
thank
yeah. It's
God.
like riff rock.
Thank God
I
it
don't
was.
remember.
Oh man, I mean the riff itself was cool. I wish we had a recording of that or something, but
Oh, I still know it.
I remember.
Really? Yeah.
I remember how it goes. Yeah, but it made no sense in the context of everything, and eventually was replaced. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how we came to the whole, and then it ascends to this big, massive space opera
Yeah.
thing. I don't remember how we got there with it, but that is what happened. So
But
okay,
that happened like in a room together. That whole middle section.
the verse.
No, the whole big grand section we just played.
Oh, okay.
That was like cooked up here just together.
This,
like,
okay.
In the moment, very
Okay.
much. At least like what that was gonna sound like.
Right.
And then we came in and we added layers. Like
Wow, I don't remember
days
that.
after that, we added the big drums after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It was you,
really
me, and
recall.
Zach down here.
Okay.
And I didn't add the lead until much later.
Yeah, that
Way
was like
later.
that was very later
Yeah.
on. I remember that you sent that in from
Right.
home. You didn't even come in and track it. Okay. So top of the song, we start out very simple, acoustic and vocal.
I hesitate, it's kinda hard to separate. Is he a cutthroat capitalist? Or is he a philanthropist with a pot of gold and some Adderall? He'll invent a big spaceship that saves us from it all. So when you got the check.
So in this section, just the acoustic stuff, and then I remember you added these little extra acoustic parts to help move the song along. Can you hear some headphone stuff there? Yeah.
Some triad inversion. Staculation.
You can hear the headphones bleeding in.
Hell yeah.
That sounds cool.
And and then
Astronaut-y.
just Spencer's vocal there, little verb.
A pot of gold and some Adderall. He'll invent a big spaceship that saves us from it all.
That would have been great if it just put my phone number on that. All right, thank you. Yeah, so not a ton of stuff going on there, and then we go into the next section with some chimes. Some chimes bring us in, and the piano enters.
Ooh, Elon Musk, I hope you save the world.
Let's hear those chimes.
Hope you
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then so let's talk about the piano here. So this piano was done by Zach, of course. And if you notice, if I turn on automation here, we cut it out for the first chunk of the song. We thought that maybe it needed to wait to enter. But he did track the whole beginning part of the song too. And then at some point, we'll hear it. There is a little tiny chair squeak or something that happens. Or Gary, we did this at Sonoma Beach, and the piano there, Gary's piano, like just had a funny little thing that happened with one of the hammers. And I was like, I really think we should retrack it. And we did. We went in, we redid it, but it just didn't have the same magic that this original take did. And so
Needed the squeak.
we needed the squeak. That's what we had, you know, sometimes you have to go to Mexico to realize you didn't need to go to Mexico. And we were blessed with the original piano take in the final recording. And I love it. Now.
This bothered you so much.
Also, let's see if we can hear the squeak. There it is. I actually don't remember, but did we pitch this differently than what it was recorded?
No,
I know we
wouldn't
did
say
that
so.
on Fever Dream, but
I wouldn't say so.
for some reason I thought I
never
remembered.
changed the key of the song. It's always been.
Yeah, I don't know why I remember that being the case for some reason, but oh yeah, and then one of the coolest piano runs ever. Love that. Love that. Oh man, so cool. Yeah, and again, you can hear bleed. Some old demo vocal or something that's in there.
What? That's
can-
definitely me.
And me breathing.
Yes, yeah, you
Yeah.
can hear that too. Which is, but yeah, I mean, this is stuff that doesn't really,
Sweating out that run.
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then we also have Jim's bass that enters here. This was just DI, I think. This might have been the B15. Maybe it was actually. It doesn't sound DI to me. But yeah, I love how melodic he is throughout this. That's such a great melody. And then Mike enters around here too. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot the theremin. I don't have it
God,
labeled
soul
correctly.
out the theremin.
Yeah.
Save the world.
Is the whole thing out of tune or just the last note is? I know there's a weird thing in this with the
Yeah,
because the plug-in doesn't.
right. Yeah, so
represent-
this wasn't a real theremin. This was just a keyboard. This was MIDI. Yeah, and I remember, there was some kind of weird tuning thing that was happening with it where I think you weren't playing in the actual key, right? It was.
Oh yeah.
The space cadet.
Yeah.
Like that last note.
What was that random tremolo guitar moment? What
Oh, well,
was
so that's Mike. That's all Mike's guitar.
Oh, that's new to me.
Yeah, he's being sent to this tremolo.
That's so weird.
Cool.
I can barely hear the tremolo when you give me the full mix.
Yeah, you more feel it than you. It's
Good job.
I probably should have turned it up.
Nah.
cool. But you kind of feel like
That's
a.
called a classy move.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, then we enter the second verse here, and some electronic drums enter.
Space cadet.
These were definitely composited together from some other samples that I had. I don't remember where they came from, but this was not on a singular track. They were separated and then just eventually ended up on one track together, which we didn't have to do because this is the digital world. We could have kept them separate, but I don't know. I felt the need to consolidate. That's that. Yeah, so then the acoustic returns, some of the electric guitar stays here. Yeah, very cool. A lot of this song is heavily referenced by Retro Vertigo. I mean,
and that lead that Mike just played, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's all over our record and our music.
Yeah, it's in
It's
Fever
just
Dream.
a fever dream.
Yeah, that is an interesting.
I
I don't know if I
think
ever
it's in
noticed
another
that.
tune as well.
Fever Dream for sure.
Oh yeah.
And
It's
then
it's not even the exact melody. It's just like that contour.
yeah.
It's weird.
I haven't noticed that before.
Yeah, and then we make our way into the big orchestral section here.
Hope you save the world.
So let's hear just the drums. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. There was a snare track by itself, which seemed to have some claps in them, and then there's a separate clap track. That's us clapping in the room. No samples. Impressive. Then a track called Drums.
That's the kit.
Oh, you know what those are? Eric's drums, the Barbarian steel drums.
Oh wow.
I don't know when I would have done that, but a friend of ours made these crazy barrel drums. He made these drums out of just oil barrels, and they were massive. And
55-gallon honkers.
yeah, and at some point he was over, and I probably just got a sample of it or played the piece real quick, and he brought them over at some point because we were making a commercial for him to advertise those. I don't think the company ever really took off, but hopefully he does it. He actually makes it happen at some point because they were very cool. And then, okay, so then we have group drums. Okay, so this is what we did with Jess. There's a video of this somewhere on our Instagram where we're playing this. And so it was the three of us, and we had 3 floor toms in front of us, and that added to this insanity. I remember, so in the video too, you see there's, at some point you took your sock and put it around the end of the drum, and it just kept flying off. So there's a video of that where it just keeps flying off, and you're just like really set on making it work, and me and Jess are just cracking up over it. So yeah, that was fun. And then noise, we have a noise track, which is some kind of glitchy drum that I think this was your idea, Spence. I don't remember. I would have never thought to do this, but there was some kind of like mechanical, like a machine noise that enters. It's actually a bit crushed drum, I think,
Oh yeah.
but it comes in on the offbeats. Kind of rolls into it.
I'll
Yeah,
take
that's
credit for that.
I think that's just a drum.
take credit
Let's
for
see
that.
if I take the plugin off. I don't know who came up with it, but
It had to be Spence.
I think that was my idea, and then you said bit crush it. That sounds like the way we work.
Maybe. It could have been.
I feel like I came up with, I wanted drums to roll in, and then you were like,
Yeah.
Bit Crush that. Yeah, because it's not even coming through at all. Yeah, that was a cool move. And I really advocated for this. Real quick, I just want to jump down here. The gospel ensemble, but really it was the the Russian propaganda harmonies.
Elon Musk.
But this isn't it.
No, well,
No, Joey wanted us to.
I wanted Elon
Elon
Musk. I wanted Russian propaganda harmonies in here, but we settled for just a fake gospel choir. Good enough. So let's go through some of the other layers here. So yeah, there's just percussion stuff. There's a swoosh. That's just cymbals, I guess. Yeah. Just cymbal things happening. More bass. It must be distorted. Oh yeah, this is the OC2. Yeah, that's cool. Big piano, distorted.
That's what it turned
It's here with nothing on it. So that, I think, was when you were still in your DI phase. And I think that is a DI guitar with, whatever pedals you had going through it. And it sounded cool. I think that was pretty original. Like, that was, or maybe not original, but that was done very early on, I remember. Yeah, and then there's all this extra percussion. There's some tubular bells, timpanis that happen.
The bells were a big moment for sure.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, this adds a lot.
Help you save the world.
Yeah, because if you take that out,
Help you save the world.
It's much better with them.
yeah, that's undeniable. Yeah, and here's the really cool synth stuff that Zach tossed in. We were struggling with this forever, and Zach was just like, "Here you go." Like, this is called Elon Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah. Just great layering done here. I love this.
I remember
Yeah,
I had
that is hot.
recently had the Nord and recently had
So this done with
control
both?
pedal.
Oh.
And I was like, let me just put a bunch of stuff and affect it with the control pedal.
Oh,
So
wow.
That's why things go faster and slower because it's being affected.
Yeah, I love it. It's a very, very cool moment on the record. And then so we also had this ARP stuff and a cello, and I'm gonna do this one last. This is a big part of this section. And this is maybe my favorite thing that we put on this whole record. The confused circuits. If I could maybe quickly find what the synth was. I believe it was this. It was this is the synth.
Oh.
The Tyrell N6. Yep, and it's a preset in here. There it is.
Really?
Confused circuits. Yep.
Wow.
And
That's like one of those presets. You're like, when is anybody gonna ever use this? It's like
Yeah.
you have a line and you're clicking through all the presets.
Right.
And like, oh, I'm never gonna use any
well,
of
let's
these.
let's hear it.
Use this one.
And I just love how perfectly named that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
you could not have named that any better. That's exactly what that sounds like. And I guess we started conjuring up the idea of, this is him. I think early on before the music video, we sort of had this idea of this is the rocket being built, because it's kind of in the song, right? Leaving Mother Earth by the end of it. Like, it is a trajectory of he's going to save Earth. This is him maybe building the shit. And then, it was kind of all written within the music already. And I just love that this has this feeling of, like, computers and workshops and all of that stuff, like, going awry. Yeah, perfect sound.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I could do a 10-hour loop of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Kool-Aid guy, man. He's going to sue you. That's mostly everything in that section.
This is long. We should wrap.
And we're at the end.
I know. Oh, true. We got to do this ending, huh?
We got to do the end. So then it goes to these robot voices. And there's a couple layers of these. And some normal human vocals come in.
Some 22, not some 41.
So some of this is done vocoder. Some of this is done with the talk box that you have, Zach.
Oh, spaceship.
Like that's talk box, and then this is vocoder and Logic. So there's a blend of all of that stuff going on in here with the robot voices. And drums come in, drums and bass. Nice kick drum there. Jim. And we did end up having to replace his bass coming up here in the next part. He played this cool riff, but it was just there was no low end on it, I remember.
Yeah.
And we had to axe it. It had to be redone. And we played something a little simpler. Orange amp. I remember retracking this.
It's another Marasenzo moment, a
yeah.
big one. Ring shifter going fucking wild.
Ringing. Yeah, and these drums were recut at Sonoma. We originally had drums done here, and I didn't like them. Much more punch.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. All that stuff carries us out until the end, and it goes halftime.
I remember we were gonna do leaving Blue Bubble in a space shuttle. Do you remember those lyrics?
Oh, yeah.
Too? I remember that.
Wow.
And I
Holy shit, thank God. Thank God that didn't happen.
That's tough.
I like that. That's what I was gonna say. Is I like that.
Oh, sorry, Zach.
Oh.
Thank God that didn't happen. So that's it. That's Elon Musk, broken down. Hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
Kisses.